There is no such thing as a lazy person. He is either sick or uninspired. Zig Ziglar. When I think back to everything I've accomplished so far in my life, I realize that none of it would have been possible without laziness. Let me explain. Starting from my young teens up until about 2 years ago, I worked at dozens of restaurants, and this ranged from working at the priciest, highest rated places in my city to just the regular burger joints. And every single one of these jobs I absolutely loathed. I was easily the laziest worker at all of these restaurants, and that was vividly displayed on all of my coworkers' resentful faces towards me. I was the guy that everyone talked shit about when I wasn't working or when I had my back turned because of how awful of a worker I was. And because I was constantly in an environment that I loathed, I told myself this just must be the person that I am. I am someone who is unmotivated, uninspired, and lazy. This mindset spilled into other areas of my life, and I saw no progress financially, mentally, or spiritually. As a result, every time I would get home from work, I'd start being lazy as hell. But not the right type of laziness that makes you more creative, happy, and successful. Finally, in May of 2018, I quit my most recent restaurant job, which was working as a busser at a country club, and I never looked back. I said to myself, that's it. I'm never going to work in another restaurant again. Shortly after this, I started to take my brand and business online a lot more seriously, and I found myself having more energy and creativity throughout the day. Every day when I'd get home from my classes in college, I'd work on my next YouTube video. My work ethic and my drive for life increased dramatically. I thought to myself, how am I capable of doing this much work? Where had my laziness gone? I just wasn't doing what I was truly meant to do, and I was letting distractions and not true, useful laziness take up my free time. You're not actually a lazy person. You're just surrounding yourself with activities, hobbies, and jobs that aren't actually aligned with what you want to do in life. And you're using your downtime or free time in all the wrong ways. Now, I believe that every human being has a gift, a passion that lights their fire more than anything else. It's just that the type of society in which we live in traps you and sucks your creative life force out of you through several different outlets. Now, in my personal experience, there are two main culprits to the life force sucking that I am describing here. These two things will decide if you actually find your passion, pursue it, and make a living out of your creative gift, or if you will stay complacent, tired, and unmotivated until you retire and die. So what are these two things? Well, I've already gone over one of them, and that is not using your laziness as an indication that you're not doing what you're truly meant to do in this life. And number two is that you're not doing the optimal lazy things. So let me explain. Again, going back to the original quote which I presented at the start of this video, the reason you feel so inspired is because of what you're consuming and what you're surrounding yourself with. Here's what most people do when they have the opportunity to be lazy. They whip out their phones and they consume mindlessly. Other people's opinions, negative energy, and Instagram filters swallow any chance we have to take even a second to be alone with our thoughts. What